Good morning, everyone. I am so excited. I hardly ever do an Instagram live on a Sunday, but honestly, today I have just felt so inspired, and I had this hit of sort of like an idea coming to me as like, you need to go live. You need to go live wherever, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Facebook. But somehow I felt drawn to come to Instagram and enjoy my morning matcha with you guys and talk about how to expand your capacity for more. Capacity for more money, more clients, more joy, more creativity, more fun in your life. This kind of life will be generated mainly for business people, like, if you're a coach, if you're a healer, if you're a practitioner, but also if you're a business owner and you actually want to expand your capacity to receive more. Because I think, let's be honest, one of the reasons why you are in business is because you want more from life, right? It's at the end of the day, money is one thing, but you are doing this so that you can actually have more, be more, and enjoy more in life. And so many people talk about expanding your capacity. And I also know that so many people go like, but what does this actually even mean to expand my capacity? Like, how do I do this? What does it even mean? Okay. So I'm going to try my best to explain this in as short video as possible. I have a 2-day training where I literally teach my clients how to expand their capacity. So I'm going to try my best to condense it into at least like a 20-minute video where you can actually understand and bring it into the body and finally make sense of what it truly means to expand your capacity. And to me, over the last 4 years, through having trained, over 80 people by now, therapists, psychotherapists, coaches, functional nutritionists, doctors. There's just been a beautiful mix of people who have come to the training. And it hit me at some point where I finally realized, like, this is exactly what we're doing. When you're starting to do something, and as you do this, you have these downloads, realizations, and awarenesses to finally go like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'm doing without even realizing. So in my understanding, expanding your capacity is to be able to be more, hold more, do more without freaking out. And I'm going to tie this back to business because let's face this, especially if you are a person who is focused so much on the growth. You are no longer interested in like, I need to heal myself because I am not good enough or whatever. You are like, I am here to serve more people. I'm here to make a bigger impact. I am here to make my life better. I just want more, okay? Just because that's what I want. That's my desire. And a lot of people, when they grow, when they expand, they are met with resistance, right? And most of the time that resistance is in form of emotional blocks, whether that's doubt, whether that's fear, whether that's frustration that your launches aren't going as well as you would want them to go. Maybe there's frustration that you are attracting clients who are constantly telling you, oh, this is too expensive, now it's not the right time, and you're doing and doing and doing and doing so much, and yet that next level expansion isn't happening. And doing is only one part of the equation. To me, doing actually comes as almost the last step in, let's call it a manifestation process, in making your dreams a reality, but in expanding that capacity. Doing is really the last thing. What we have to understand is that, and what I'm inviting you to understand here is that any results that you are currently experiencing in your business, whether that's income, whether that's the type of clients that you're attracting, that you have attracted, that you have worked with, the results that you yourself have achieved, as well as the results that your clients have achieved, are very much governed and controlled by, let's get a little bit sort of like academic here, because that is the biggest missing piece that I don't see many people talking about when they finally dissect it to make people understand. All the results that you have currently in your reality are governed by the patterns that you have coded in your identity, in your nervous system, and in who you are. Any reaction, emotional reaction that you have to what is happening in your business, especially the unpleasant reaction, the reason why it's called reaction is simply because you are reacting a pattern, a behavior, a limiting belief, a pattern of thinking. I call it coding, essentially. You are reacting it. So that's why there is so much, talk about who do you need to become in order to create that next level of business, next level of income. And that's why many people go like, oh, I don't even know what this means. Like, how do I even conceptualize it? How do I even bring it into understanding? Where do I even begin? And having trained nearly 100 people in the last 4 years, I have seen this time and time and time and time again. I have seen this happening in my own life as well. What you have to do is definitely not like, let's just focus on taking different action. That is also true, but that comes as the last piece. The strategies, the steps that you need to take, that you need to implement, this, all the technical bits that you need to execute, they come in as the last piece. But what you actually need to shift is that reaction. And you do it when you consciously train your body, when you train your autonomic nervous system to stop reacting in that same way. And just to give you an analogy, to make it even simpler, this is what I do, on the training. Imagine your current life is like, if you're like above 30, you've probably experienced that in your life, where, you used to go to the VHS or like the Blockbuster shops where you would rent the movies, and you would walk in and, you would see shelves and shelves and shelves everywhere full of DVDs and VHS tapes. And you would rent one tape out, like you would take it home, watch the movie, bring it back, right? So that movie stays on that cassette. And some of us, like I have seen my favorite movie, Gladiator, I've probably seen like 7 times by now, right? And each time I watch Gladiator, the reactions in my body are exactly the same. So imagine now, every time you experience, let's call it a trigger, a reaction to, not hitting your income goals, a reaction to maybe receiving nasty comments online, maybe some negative feedback online, maybe someone criticizing you, maybe you're having a reaction because some clients are, not taking the steps that you want them to take. And instead of growing, you find yourself feeling frustrated. You're finding yourself feeling like, oh, this is like, I don't like being here. And before you know, you're like, step back, right? And instead of going forward and growing and expanding, your body has already taken control of you. And you're like, this is not for me. I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to step back and I'm not going to do anything. Okay. And that's where I see most of the business owners asking themselves that question. Well, okay, I hear everyone saying about expanding capacity, but how do I do that? So the fastest way to do this is not through mindset work. This is where a lot of people get lost in the mindset work, in changing their beliefs over and over and over and over and over again. But they forget about one very, very important thing, that consciously, yes, they're trying to change the programming, the inner programming, but it's their autonomic nervous system that's truly running the show. It's not the mind on its own. It's actually both. So the fastest way to expand your capacity is to change how your body automatically responds to the situations, because all it knows, okay, this is actually, some people can say like this is a limiting thing, but some people can say that, I really see this as a massive, massive potential to change how you create your life, how you create your business going forward. Because many people don't realize that your life is literally, unless you very, very consciously create it, every single person is a creator of their own life. The problem is that 99% of people unconsciously create their lives. They create their lives based on the patterns that are locked from the past, and their autonomic nervous system is literally reliving the past in the present. That's why when you are faced with growth, when you are faced with expansion, when you are faced with the next level, the first automatic response is always going to be fear. It's most people say like it's the fear of the unknown, but how can you fear something that you don't know? Okay, so it's not even that. The situation that you're experiencing right now, lack of, not as many clients as you want, the income that is not the way you want it to be, is in some way, form or shape, very, very similar to what you had experienced in the past. It doesn't have to be the same, but the emotional charge that you get by your perception around your current reality, around money, around clients, around business, is very, very similar to what you had experienced in the past. And your autonomic nervous system only knows that. It only knows the past, okay? But here's where the power comes in. Listen carefully, because this has been the biggest breakthrough in my life, in my business, and in everyone who I've trained and shared this concept with. When you have the tool, when you know exactly how to rewrite this, how to rescript this, how to teach your body that the current situation that you are in is not dangerous, is not scary, is not going to kill you, is not going to literally just, you're going to disappear. When you know how to train your body in recognizing that this is actually good and you can navigate the situation. And let me just say one thing about releasing the emotions. That's the biggest bullshit out there. I'm sorry, I know I might upset some people, I might even trigger some people, but there is nothing to release because energy is neither created or destroyed. What you're actually doing when you have the right tools to expand your capacity, your emotional capacity, what you're doing is literally you're shifting yourself from one state to the other. Okay, so let's say you are frustrated because your business isn't growing that fast. Well, most people will stay in that frustration. And if you believe in the laws of manifestation, whatever energy you are emitting, that's exactly what you're attracting back, right? So, and you can take new steps. You can apply new strategies to your business. You can do whatever you want. But your underlying currency, your underlying frequency is frustration. So you can take all the strategies, you can take all the steps, and you can do whatever you want to expand your capacity. Laws are laws. You are going to attract frustration back, okay? So that's why we need to literally rewind this whole thing and go back to how do I shift my state from frustration to neutrality. A lot of people, what they want to do is they want to go, from frustration to enlightenment. I need to be enlightened. I need to be high vibe. BS. No, you don't need to be high vibe. The first aim of the game is to come back into neutrality. Okay? When you are completely unfazed by what is going on and you're not giving it either negative charge or you're not giving it a positive charge either, you're just there observing. Just one thing came to me, and I think this is really important to mention. The same way when you attempt to heal your trauma, I'm going to try to word this in the least charged way, but the reason why so many people actually aren't able to heal their trauma is because they're constantly giving their energy, their focus, their perception on this happened in the past, okay? And I am not minimizing people having gone through a horrific experience. Not at all. But it's the perception of the event and how your body is translating that perception. If that isn't changed, you are literally going to recreate similar situations that give you the same emotional hit. We are literally addicted to our emotions. Our body is addicted to our emotions before we even know it. That's why, when I say 99% of our life is created on autopilot. So how do you expand your capacity to become a better creator, to, create more money, more amazing clients, more amazing business in your life? Is it take control back of your emotional intelligence, where instead of being the one who constantly reacts to the situations, you go, this is interesting. I'm having an interesting moment here. I am experiencing this and that feeling. I am experiencing frustration that my sales aren't happening as fast as I would like. I am experiencing anger that, I did so much this month and so little came back to me. Like, I've posted consistently, I've done this. But if we actually go back, what's the underlying charge around this? What's the underlying frequency around this? It's contracted. It's frustration. It's anger. It's like, ugh! Instead of, okay, I've been posting consistently. Yes, I've devoted time. I've devoted energy. I've devoted resources. I've used my life force energy to create this, and I'm getting so little back. What the F? But instead, if we train ourselves to go, okay, well, all of this has happened. How can you stay neutral about this? How can you stay in the neutral and then move into trust? Move into, it's still coming. Like, I know that this is still coming because I'm so grounded. I am so certain. I am so locked into the limitless way that this can come to me. Expanding your capacity to receive more is also expanding your capacity to see things coming to you in various different ways. Not just the ways that business people have trained you to believe that that is really the only way that you can get more clients, you can get more income, you can, have more impact. You need to follow these strategies. You need to do this. You need to do that. The doing bit, like I said at the beginning of this video, comes in as the last. Energy always leads forward. If you are locked in neutrality, if you're locked into trust, if you are locked into confidence, if you are locked into this state where you're noticing that you might be pissed off, you're noticing that, this is happening, but hey, my ability to stay grounded and know that it's going to happen is absolutely priceless. And that's how you expand your capacity for more, okay? And I teach this on my two-day live silent counseling training. And funny enough, I've had quite a few psychotherapists, psychologists, therapists coming to the training and telling me that, oh my gosh, had I only known this years ago, like this would have saved me years of me learning everything that I know about the mind and seeing clients transforming, shifting deep resistance to growth, to visibility, to receiving, releasing and shifting deeply rooted traumas that are stopping so many people from, being the most authentic versions of themselves, creating the life of their dreams. 2 days. And your whole life, your whole identity will shift. You will literally not recognize yourself. Your ability to create what it is that you desire, whether that, again, that's clients, income, amazing business, and doing it from such a... We were actually watching a training with my partner last night about becoming... hold on, what's the word for it? That is called, one sec... consciously incompetent, there we go, unconsciously competent, 4 stages of learning. Where you get to the stage of creating your life unconsciously competent, boy, you are literally like, this is what I want and this happens. And one final thing I forgot to mention about expanding your capacity for more is having the ability to also, because it's not about being, grounded, roses, butterflies, and nothing happened to me. It's not about that. It's about being in, let's call it the shit, experiencing the shit, seeing the shit, receiving the shit without losing your shit. Okay? Literally. And not making the experience mean anything about you. When you get to that stage, and it takes a lot of practice, don't get me wrong, like I still have moments where I will look at the current reality and my old identity that is being run through my nervous system is starting to make a story about this. But that's why, because I have the tool to shift that in an instant, in a moment, I go from like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing ever. This is not going to happen. Whatever I wanted is not going to happen, to go like, oh, hold on. Pause. Let's take a deep breath in. Is it really true? Or can I show you that we can change how we react to the situation? And we can create a completely different narrative around this. Because here's the thing, this is probably the most powerful thing out of this life, is it is not what is happening that is defining you, but it's your perception around what is happening that is defining you and the event itself. The emotional charge that you give it, the thoughts, your feedback that you're giving to the situation is more important than the event itself. When you get to the stage where you can master your emotional intelligence and be so focused on your end goal, on your end scene, and not give any emotional charge to what is happening, that's when you are literally actively bending reality. You're learning how to bend reality with your thoughts, with your emotions, with your energy, and you are starting to become a true co-creator of your reality, of your business, of the money that you attract through your business, of the clients that you attract through your business. You change your energetic frequency, you start attracting completely different things into your life, and you're also able to do that with your clients. And that is exactly what I'm teaching on the upcoming 2-day live silent counseling training. I hope that this live has given you the understanding of what the training is all about. Because like going through details, there is a lot of nervous system foundation. How your autonomic nervous system literally creates your reality, right? Like we go through the deeper scientific understanding, because I'm the person who, especially if I'm training anyone in any modality, I was the person who literally wanted to know exactly how this modality worked. When I was trained in this 4 years ago, none of what I'm actually sharing right now was part of the training. And I was so curious to really understand, like, why is this happening? What's going on the body level? What's going on the energetic level? What's going on the nervous system level? And when I truly saw this, I literally went like, holy shite. This is gold that I have here. This training has potential to literally change your life in 2 days, like I said. When you learn the tool that gives you the power back and takes your energy back from the past, that perception that I was talking about. When you are able to take your perception back, your focus, remember your energy, what you focus on expand. When you can consciously take away your focus from something that is disempowering and put your focus into something that is empowering, and then how you act differently, you are going to notice that you're going to start taking completely different actions. And the results that are going to happen from these actions are going to be completely different. They are literally going to blow your mind, because you're going to realize how easy it is to create something that you want. I could go on about this forever and ever and ever, but I really, really hope that this live gives you the juice of what you're going to experience. So not only you will learn this for yourself as a coach, so that you can become a better coach, you can help your clients shift way, 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 way faster. Instead of months sometimes experiencing something, they could literally come to a session and experience a profound shift of an identity, so that their whole life, that quantum shift that everybody talks about, that is literally what happens on the 2-day live training. I have seen people transforming in as little as half an hour. Traumas, problems that they haven't been able to shift with months and years of therapy, gone in 45 minutes. I have seen business owners attracting 6 and 7 figure opportunities within 48 hours of attending the training. I have seen health issues disappearing. I have seen chronic pain disappearing. I have seen content being transformed through this. Like, this can be applied to so much. Like, I'm so freaking excited about this. I do this training every 6 weeks. So right now it is on the 27th and 28th of March, which is next coming Thursday and Friday, 10 to 5 p.m. UK time. The next one is on the 15th and the 16th of May. However, the investment for the training is actually going up on the 1st of April. So right now, the investment for the 2-day live online, okay, so you don't even have to attend, like come to a place. This is all online, is 666 British pounds, which is about, I think just under like $800. And you can also pay in a payment plan. But from the 1st of April, that investment is going to go up to 888 British pounds, okay? So if you cannot attend the March training, you can secure your spot for the May training at the existing 666 rate, okay? If you want to know more about the training and you're like, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing, I want to just find out more about it and I have some questions, please feel free to DM me here on Instagram. I'm also going to put this video on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So wherever you find me, probably the easiest way is to DM me on either Instagram or Facebook, okay? I hope this has been really, really helpful to finally understand what does it really mean to expand your capacity. It's not something that comes from strategies. It's not something that comes from mindset either. It's something that you have to do it on the body level, on the energetic level, support it with mindset, support it with execution, and bang, amazing results in your life and your business happen so fast. So if you are ready to join the training, drop me a DM. And I'm so excited to welcome you on Thursday and Friday. If you have any more questions, drop me a DM as well. And my matcha's gone cold. By the way, this is one of the most amazing matchas on planet Earth. If you are a fan of matcha and you are sick of buying matchas that taste like paper, that taste like grass, I tried them, I hated them. This one is honestly one of the best ones. It tastes like coconut. It's actually coconut collagen matcha. It's got some moringa, magnesium, and some lion's mane. Some a really nice adaptogenic mix together with some, what are they called? Adaptogens and... I forgot the word. Anyway, you know. I do have 10% discount for this amazing matcha. It's from a company called Soulful Health. Amazing, amazing company. I just love how she's created these products. There's such a big ethos. There's such a big mission behind this, and it just tastes amazing. So if you do want to try this, head to a link in my bio. There's a code for 10% discount. You will love it, okay? You will absolutely love it. Anyway, guys, I'm so excited that I did this live, and yeah, have an awesome Sunday, and I will hopefully see you either at this coming training, or